All right, next we're going to talk about House of Worship, and that's been another area where we've had a lot of success throughout the years with the Monarch, and I know we've also had success. That's where we've really seen a lot of success with that bundle with the Roland little mixer, because they want a little bit of camera operating mixing, but not too much. And here's a parade of worship, who've all used this thing. But the case study we're going to talk about is the St. Peter and St. Paul Coptic Orthodox Church. Tell us what they were doing with the Monarch.
That's a mouthful. No, like everybody, I mean, we love surprises, right? And sometimes your customers surprise you, because this is one of those times. I mean, when we looked at designing the LCS, we really didn't have, like you said earlier, we focused on the education market. But as you'll see in this case study, it can be used in other markets. And believe it or not, before the Monarch LCS, this little church, who, as you can see in the picture, could house maybe 200 people, they actually were streaming before us. They had a PC, they had I/O cards, but however,
a lot of points of failure.
A lot of points of failure, and it wasn't reliable because they basically shared our vision through pain. They went through pain, realizing that a lot of their broadcasts or webcasts were interrupted because of the fact that it was a PC. You can see the iPad, you can see the video of the ceremony, and right next to it, it's the scripture. So right above that iPad shot, you see there's monitors throughout that church that is actually going through the scripture. So the Coptic reader, believe it or not, is an iPad app that basically is running through the hymns of scripture. And what they wanted to do is take the mixing functionality of the LCS, do a side-by-side, and send that to YouTube. And it worked out great for them. So the key here was, why did the LCS end up working in House of Worship? Because it's easy. Because volunteers are those that actually use it. And usually, from week to week, it's not always the same volunteer. It's reliable.
Let's harp on that a little bit, because what I like to call these puppies is appliances. They are dedicated boxes that are very easy to use, a couple of buttons, and a lot of times when we're talking about worship, we are talking about volunteers. And that person for Sunday service might have learned how to work it 10 minutes before Sunday service because the person who regularly does it got sick or was out of town and no one realized it. So one of the real important things about the Monarch whole family is it's really set it and forget it. Once you set it up, it's just ready to go. And I can't stress the importance of that as someone who puts on a show that puts a lot of work into it. Sometimes you just want that easy button.
So they didn't have to invest in a lot of gear like you're doing today, that you have a fantastic setup there. But for a church, all you really want to do is you want to give a little bit of production. Side by side or picture in picture would be good enough. And this one unit not only streams, records, but it does that.
So let's review the family of devices. We have the Monarch at $995, which is HDMI in and out. We have the Monarch HDX, which is a dual device. It's HDMI or SDI in or out, as well as dual encoding and dual streaming. Then we have the LCS, which is dual input, but you can mix between the two. And they've got some really clever presets that let you put the picture in picture, not just a side by side, but actually lets you scale the pictures. Like I'm here, and then the rest of it could be you. We have this elaborate set. But next, I want to talk about a product that's about to start shipping, the Monarch Edge. This is a brand new product that actually Matrox has been shipping for over a year to OEM customers to design into systems. They've now turned it into a product that can be done to be sold to end users. Now, really, it's intended for integrators to integrate into bigger solutions. So talk about a little bit about where you see that product going and how it's going to evolve.
So we're really excited about the Monarch Edge. It's actually a product that encompasses and it houses Matrox's own ASIC. This is our own technology. The other workflow that this unit is geared for is remote production. And this is going to revolutionize how content is going to be created. And so we have two products, two SKUs. 10-bit 422 10-bit is at $10,000 US, and the 420 8-bit version is at $7,500 US.
Like this video? Watch the entire webinar here and learn more about the Matrox family of encoders.